are going over. But we just finished brunch at Yaya's EuroBistro in Wichita, and we wanted to give you a little bit of a review of what we thought. Originally, our plan was to go to Newport Bar and Grill for brunch, but we got there and people kept leaving, and we're like, well, that's odd. But there was a sign out front that said closed for a private party. So we came around to Yaya's, and we were seated fairly quickly. We didn't, even for not having a reservation, so that was good. It was a fairly basic layout for brunch. There was salad, there was like olives and hummus and all that kind of things. And then you had your typical brunch items like potatoes, eggs, bacon and sausage.
My side had biscuits and gravy.
His side had, that's where the biscuits and gravy was. I didn't see that. Biscuits and gravy, eggs Benedict.
Mm-hmm.
And put the link in the description so you can see the full menu. What did you think?
The service and beverages were pretty good. The food
left something to be desired.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we caught them on an off day because of Newport not being open for brunch and like everybody like coming over here, but the potatoes had no taste. There was no seasoning on them. Not even like.
My potatoes were cold.
And yeah, mine were too. They were cold. The sausage and bacon was okay. The bacon was burned like on the ends. At first I thought it was just the photo because I'll have a couple collages of the food at the end. But when I put it on my plate, it was burned on the ends. But I mean, it was okay. It was really greasy. But the sausage was okay. Did you have any of the sausage?
I did not.
The sausage was good. It was cooked well. It had the nice crisp crack for the casing that you like to find. The eggs, for being a buffet eggs, at least mine
were decent.
They were decent. Sometimes they'll be like overly runny, or wet, but at least this batch didn't seem to be. I didn't get any when I went back up the second time. I was severely disappointed in my omelet. My omelet was actually still slightly runny when I got to my table to eat it, so I ended up not eating it, and I was really disappointed in that. And then, but the fresh made hummus was amazing, and you thought so, and you don't like hummus.
I'd agree with that.
They had like some vegetables. It was almost kind of a charcuterie layout at the beginning of it. You had the salmon.
I had the salmon. It was salmon. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't over the top astounding like you would expect from someplace like the Yaya's or Newport or.
Then we both went up a second time, and we both got the waffles and the crepes, and you got the prime rib.
I got the prime rib.
The waffle was good. I mean, it was like your typical. It was like
it was a hotel waffle.
Yeah, it was a hotel waffle. It wasn't bad. There was, hot syrup and stuff to go on it.
The crepes were not done.
Oh my gosh, I was so sad. I've never had a crepe before, and this was my introduction to a crepe. It was like.
It was still dough.
It was still doughy. Like it was like. Yeah, there was like raw.
It was dough.
There was like raw stuff, like kind of pooling out of it. And they just kind of folded it in half and handed it to you. And I would have just eaten it that way. I had no idea. Because the lady didn't say, if you want to put stuff in the center, here's all your stuff to do that. If the people in front of me, because Sam was a couple people ahead of me, didn't like grab some
I
stuff.
dressed mine, but.
Yeah, you dressed yours with whipped cream and chocolate chips.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put some warmed peanut butter inside of mine with and it was fresh whipped topping and toasted coconut. So I was really disappointed that it was like underdone. But it was the same lady making the crepes that made my omelet. So I guess, we should have kind of realized that it wasn't.
The prime rib was cooked about right. Yeah. It had a fairly decent flavor, but it tasted, or chewed about like eating a shoe.
That was so sad. It is $19 a person before 11 at Yaya's for brunch, and then after from 11 to 2, it is 11 to 2 is 21 or $22. We did get a military discount, so our total was about $37. And the service was great. I did ask for Tabasco sauce a couple times, but once, and it never came.
But she was rather busy.
But the server was pretty busy, so I mean, she may have just forgot. But she did bring us like 3 orange juices at one point, so she was good about making sure that our drinks were refilled. Excuse me, I'll hiccup there.
She was pretty good service, just...
Yeah. I think the service...
The food was...
Yeah, and see, that's...
not up to par.
And that's not what we expected, because we've had Yaya's before. We came out for a date night earlier in the summer, and we had their cheesecake during the entertainment that they have, live entertainment on Friday and Saturday nights. So it was very disappointing. So I don't think we'll do brunch here again.
No, probably not.
I mean,
Newport or at this point, Plan B would be better off to go to McDonald's.
I would equate the food to almost being Golden Corral quality with not as many options.
Yeah.
So we could have paid the same amount at Golden Corral and had about 3 times as many options. There was, and I don't think I got a picture of this, there was a dessert bar, and it was always pretty packed of people, so people must have just been going straight for the dessert to try to mask the taste. So overall, I think I give it a 5 out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10.
You're friendly.
I know, I mean, but
no, you're friendly.
Apparently I'm friendly. Like I said, I would equate it to about being Golden Corral. Yeah, it wasn't what I expected, and I didn't go into it with these really high expectations, but I did expect it to be better than Golden Corral.
Since it is a partner business, right?
Yeah,
with Newport. I almost expected Newport quality.
Yeah, we were looking at Newport and Yaya's this morning trying to make a decision. And they're both owned by the PB&J Company. It was down at the bottom of Newport's website. So we're like, oh, well, that's great, because it's going to be a lot of,
Newport's awesome.
Newport is great.
Newport, I couldn't ask for a better meal.
Right. We've eaten there for brunch and other meals before. So it was really disappointing for it to be that low of a level. And like I said, it could be because they were trying to get food out really quick with the influx of people that they had due to Newport being closed. But I think people would have rather waited a little bit of extra time for certain things as opposed to having it not done or underdone.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you guys ever been disappointed with a restaurant, whether it's locally at a theme park, that one, you had higher expectations of it for, or two, like you've been to a restaurant in one town and you go to the same one in another town and it's like such just different quality? Let us know in the comments below. So with that, we're gonna end the video. Make sure to see, I've got all the photos and pic collages, and those will be coming up at the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. Share with your friends and family. Hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you're notified of all of our videos. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the theme parks. Bye!